Now, another thing that we need to be able to do as the owner of the company is we need to make sure that the bills are getting paid. There's a couple different ways to deal with this. We can go over here to accounting payables and hit locate order, and just like the locate invoice control, this locate purchase order control is actually a very powerful tool if you learn how to use it. So right now we're looking at parts orders. I want to look at new orders. So this gives me a list of all the open new orders that haven't been placed with the vendors yet. If I click on ordered, this is a list of the ones that are ordered with the vendor that we're waiting on them to show up. If we go to posted and received, this is a list of all the bills that need to be paid. So these are all the invoices that are going through the system that we have not paid yet. Pending gives us a list of all of the broken orders. In other words, we had orders coming from 3 different warehouses. One warehouse showed up and we've got orders coming from somewhere else. Or it could legitimately be a back order situation where the vendor didn't send a part because they have it back ordered. So this is a list of all of our pending orders that we need to be keeping up with. So, real quick, I can get an idea of what is going on in the system and what's open and what's not. Now, if I go over here to our payables control, this also gives me a list of all the vendors that we owe money to right now. So it'll give me a real quick way to see that. I can also tell it to only show the ones that are currently due. But the nice and easy way, there's 2 ways, is to go over here to reports, and we can either we can go to Accounting General and run a balance sheet report, which is going to give me a grand total of what I owe, which will be your liabilities that show up. That'll give you one quick way to do it. Or I can just go to accounts payable here and run an aging report. And this is going to give me a list of all the vendors that we owe money to and how much money we owe. So it's just a summary list of everything that's going on. So you either run a profit and loss, and probably the balance sheet is going to be balance sheet and profit and loss, and we're going to get to those in another video. They are probably the ones that you're going to run to get a really good overview of what's going on in the company, but they all depend on people doing their job properly. So as an example, if I go over here to accounts payable and I locate the orders and I'm looking at all of the posted and received orders, there's 1,449 of these things. Does that make sense when I'm paying the bills every single month? And these are only parts bills. These are not the major unit stuff. So does 1,400 invoices make sense that we owe vendors for a given month? And if you're a really big, busy dealer, then yes, that may make sense. But if you're smaller, then it may not. So you can get a fairly good idea of what's going on in that particular part of the application just by using this locate control. Now, one other thing I want to mention is if you wanted to just have a total purchase order and you just wanted to be able to see it every day, whatever the balance is on that account, you can also come up here to your chart of accounts, find the account that you want to actually look at. So let's just say my AR, I'm going to open up the AR summary, and let's say that I want to look at my rebates account. Well, I can edit this account by clicking on the pencil and then tell it right here to show on dashboard, and that'll add it to your accounting dashboard, which you get to clicking the home button and going to accounting. And then any accounts that you have elected to show over here, they'll show up for you to get a really quick balance on that particular account. So there's a number of ways to make sure that the bills are being paid and that people are doing their jobs. You just need to go through and learn how to use all of the different pieces.